Do you remember any Hugh stories from the time that you were talking to him and after each trip or before each trip?
It's funny that you brought that up because I do just remember hearing about how funny he was because everyone was so excited that he had gone on the trip right before ours and that he was having a little bit of trouble speaking Spanish and that everyone just thought he was the most hilarious person because he knew that maybe his Spanish wasn't the greatest in the world, but he just put himself out there. And, you know, I can imagine, because I remember going to Santa Ana and Asuncion when the kids are pretty shy when you get there, but I do remember one of my friends, Emily, telling me just about how hilarious he was because he would say something and everyone would crack up and he was the icebreaker again. And he just didn't mind being silly and having a good time. So. Did
you learn anything you think that's contributed to your own personal style of work or leadership from Hugh?
I always remember him saying just to be open and be receptive to people, and I think I've always carried that with me, and I'm naturally very outgoing, but I do not think I would be where I am if it weren't for leading the trip, which of course is all thanks to Hugh.
Now, when you led the trip, you were the senior student?
Yes, it was my sister and I.
And did you have any issues with your students about things like texting or things like going out at night or that sort of issue?
Everyone was really pretty good. I remember at first, of course, saying to them, you know, when we first got there, we were like, guys, you know, no one's going out to bars. We're not like going out. No one's doing anything like that. And everyone at first was like, what? That's not fair. And I was like, no, you're not even going to want to do it when you get there. Just like, don't try to break the rules, please. And when we got there, of course, there was always like one or two people that were trying to do that, but the trip was so much more than just like the shallow, like, let's go out and party. Like, nobody even wanted to do that. Even when we had the energy to, it was like, you would almost feel guilty wanting to do that. Like, it just wasn't, you spend all day with people who have nothing, who don't even own a toothbrush, and here you are, like, trying to go out. Like, it wasn't something that people even really wanted to do, which was, like, really great.
Okay. Once you finished high school and moved on to college, are there activities or things that you were involved with that you wouldn't necessarily have done if it were not for LearnServe?
Just a lot of volunteering in general. Even in high school, I remember thinking, like, I didn't have the time to volunteer. I played volleyball on my high school team and on my club team, and it was 12 months a year. And I just remember thinking, I don't have the time to even do this, but of course I made time to go to Paraguay the first summer, and then every summer after that I made time also. And so when I got to Elon, I just did a lot of volunteering, whether it was at nursing homes or the YMCA or the Boys and Girls Club. I really enjoyed doing it, and it was something that my friends and I could do together, and you feel great doing it afterwards, and it was great.
Did you play volleyball in college?
I didn't. I was actually very close to, and I was sick the summer before I went to Elon, so then I decided I would play club there instead of varsity, and then I started my job there as a fundraiser, and that was every weekday, so I didn't have time.
A fundraiser for Elon?
Yes. I was a supervisor at the call center there, which was owned by another company, Ruffalo Cody. And I did one semester of calling, and I broke the record for amount fundraised by one student, and then they promoted me to supervisor.